we are all insects, groping towards something terrible or divine. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule begins. Everything is funnier in retrospect, funnier and prettier and cooler. You can laugh at anything from far enough away. In reality, there are no persons, only threads of memories and habits. At the moment of realization, the person ceases. The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led. Free yourself from the inauthenticity and disempowerment of your story. Difficulties increase the nearer we get to the goal. When you face disappointments and trials in life, your response dictates the character that will be created in you as a result. Notice the difference between being in control and needing control. The best lies are based on the truth, at least in part. There is a thin line between poverty and success, and it is perseverance. Successful people don't stop until they see the result they desire. A wise man always has something to say, whereas a fool always needs to say something. If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life. Learning to focus on the big picture will help you keep things in a proper perspective. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. In practical life, we are compelled to follow what is most probable. In speculative thought, we are compelled to follow truth. Part of the maturity of the sciences is an appreciation of which questions are best left to other disciplinary approaches. Never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. No human being will ever know the truth, for even if they happened to say it by chance, they would not know they had done so. You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going. Your beliefs will be the light by which you see, but they will not be what you see, and they will not be a substitute for seeing. Common sense in an uncommon degree is what the world calls wisdom. I will continue my path, but I will keep a memory always. I believe in spectacles, but I think as necessary too. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. Take responsibility of your own happiness, never put it in other people's hands. Be the light you seek so desperately in your life and chase away that darkness. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. There is nothing deep down inside us except what we have put there ourselves. For it is scars that show us where we've been. Let them not dictate where we are going. Paradoxically, though it may seem, it is nonetheless true that life imitates art far more than art imitates life. When you have power and use it for destructive purpose, you don't deserve it. The world's greatest achievers have been those who have always stayed focused on their goals and have been consistent in their efforts. Intelligence is more important than strength. That is why Earth is ruled by men and not by animals. I wish I could make him understand that a loving good heart is riches enough, and that without it intellect is poverty. If you want to tell the world who you are, then the world must first show what you do. True potential is realized when we stretch, when we choose to go beyond our present perceived capability. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. Hobbes, if you don't get a goodnight kiss, you get Kafka dreams. We don't meet people face to face, but waste our time on social media's embrace. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. Untuck seswada yang paling quing inkan malebahai apa pun. It does not take courage to kill. It takes courage to live. Hold on to forgiveness, for it frees your heart of resentment and opens the door to healing and peace. Don't let mental blocks control you. Set yourself free. Confront your fear and turn the mental blocks into building blocks. We are the sum total of the decisions we have made. Life starts out with everyone clapping when you take a poo and goes downhill from there. Remake the world, a little at a time, each in your own corner of the world. My heart is too thoroughly dried to be broken in a hurry, and I mean to live as long as I can. My past has not defined me, destroyed me, deterred me, or defeated me. It has only strengthened me. He that breaks a thing to find out what it is has left the path of wisdom. One always has a better book in one's mind than one can manage to get onto paper. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. He who is highly esteemed is not easily conspired against. Capabilities are clearly manifested only when they have been realized. In the world there exists no aesthetic plane, not even the aesthetic plane of goodness. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. A constitution that is made for all nations is made for none. One must always be prepared for riotous and endless waves of transformation. I did not know if the story was factually true or not, but it was emotionally true. This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. People don't always want to be with people. It gets tiring. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. We'd met at a carefree time, a moment full of promise. In its place now were the harsh lessons of the real world. Much of what was said did not matter, and that much of what mattered could not be said. There are two ways to reach me, by way of kisses or by way of the imagination. But there is a hierarchy. The kisses alone don't work. We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. In a world chasing trends, find solace in the everlasting embrace of authenticity and pure happiness. Whatever games are played with us, we must play no games with ourselves, but deal in our privacy with the last honesty and truth. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important. I've often mused over the idea that madness is actually a sane reaction to an insane world. The people we consider successful in our society are all people that seize every moment and make the best of each situation. You take people, you put them on a journey, you give them peril, you find out who they really are. It's not always that we need to do more, but rather that we need to focus on less. For all those that have to fight for the respect that everyone else is given without question. Show me that I'm everywhere and get me home for tea. It may be unfair, but what happens in a few days, sometimes even a single day, can change the course of a whole lifetime. Better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. Most everything you think you know about me is nothing more than memories. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Every time I plant a seed, he say kill it before it grow. He say kill it before they grow. A bridge of silver wings stretches from the dead ashes of an unforgiving night. Marito, the jeweled vision of a life started anew. It is this belief in a power larger than myself and other than myself which allows me to venture into the unknown and even the unknowable. In all of living, have much fun and laughter. Life is to be enjoyed, not just endured. To be heroic is to be courageous enough to die for something. To be inspirational is to be crazy enough to live a little. Little risks brings forth little success, and great risks brings forth great success. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room. Life can either be a misery or a miracle. It is up to us to appreciate the enchantment in our lives or hide behind the curtain of gloom. What a large volume of adventures may be grasped within the span of his little life by him who interests his heart in everything. Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. One of the most scariest things in life is when you come to the realization that the only thing that can save you is doubt yourself. It is one of the beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy.